For everybody that's trying to move to Atlanta, we're full. But also, rent is sky high here. Like, affordable housing where? Affordable housing who? No, but like dead ass, who's gonna help me lower my rent? When do I actually vote on affordable housing down here? Because gentrification is beating our ass. But that's okay, because I have my friend Manish here, and he's gonna help me walk through this whole episode with y'all.
Thank you so much, Chelsey, for having me. I'm very excited to be here with you all. And yeah, let's get started.
Let's do it. Manish, geography is never an accident, right? And so the housing market as it currently stands is not a product of chance, but actual cultivation, cause and effect. It's as natural as apples growing where an apple seed has been planted. So the map on the left is a map showing how Atlanta was redlined in the 1930s. Instead of loaning money to Black and brown communities like ours, they actually built highways through it. It's crazy. But the map on the right is a picture from the 2010 census showing the resulting segregation in the city. The top map is the seed and the bottom is the tree. While only a few who actually planted these seeds of redlining are still alive, the tree is in full bloom today.
And their crops have grown beyond their wildest imagination, right? Geography, like you said, is never an accident. And this realization, it isn't meant to make us sulk or be sad or depressed about it. It's actually empowering news because it gives us a very clear job to do. So we can put our heads down now and we can plant the seeds to undo this. Now, while we may not be sitting in the shade of the apple trees that we plant, we can ensure that the future generations in this city are empowered in a way that we have never imagined before.
For instance, right? There are different stages of elections that we can vote in. We've got the primary, we've got the general, we also have the runoff, which makes things a little bit more complicated, but let's get into it. So the primary elections are when all candidates within the same party are running against each other. First, in order to choose who is going to be that party's actual candidate. Basically, may the best person win, right? So it's a head-to-head. So that person's party, when they actually get elected, become the party's nominee. Then the nominee will run in the general election and fight to win the whole thing to be elected. For example, you remember in 2020 when everybody and their mama was running for the president, right? You had Kamala Harris, you had Cory Booker, you had all of these folks. Well, what we don't understand is that they were just running in a primary. And then once they actually ran against each other, Joe Biden became our party's nominee. Now, in some states and in some races, if there is a primary or like a tie in that primary, the top two vote getters go to a head-to-head, which is called a runoff. And we saw this also in 2020 with our US Senate races right here in Georgia. So now let me break down the terms of the different levels of elections that we have. This is a lot of shit, y'all, so just stay with me. So you're gonna hear terms like municipal, state, and federal elections or national elections. But let's go ahead and start with municipal elections. Municipal elections really just means local. So think about the day-to-day operations that happens in your community. These positions are gonna be like your mayor, your DA's races, which I really need y'all to pay attention to. And so these folks are really going to control what is happening on our streets, directly in our communities. If our trash gets picked up, those trash ass potholes that we be driving on in Atlanta, like somebody has gotta fix this shit. But that's okay. That's why I need y'all to pay attention to municipal or local elections. Next, we have state elections. And this is gonna be our secretaries of state, our governors, our attorney generals. Really pay attention to attorney general. Y'all remember what happened with Breonna Taylor, and we were waiting all around to find out what the Kentucky Attorney General was gonna do. That's why state elections are so freaking important. And then next, we've got national elections or federal elections. That's when we're thinking about the president or our Congress people or our US senators. They're the ones that are going to control what happens for the entire country.
Every year, thousands of cities, counties, and school districts all across the country hold local municipal elections at different times throughout the year, where they elect really important officials in those communities. So we have to make sure that we stay informed. So please check your registration and visit peachvote.com to learn more, because now is not the time to tune out.
That's right.
If you could live anywhere in Georgia, where would you live? Anywhere in the city of Atlanta, where would you live? Would you buy? Would you rent? Now close your eyes and get your dream house in your mind. What does it look like? Who are your neighbors? Now see it clearly. Is it you and your family, or your partner, or just your dog? Now imagine a community that feels like home. A home that is affordable and safe to belong to. Now when you open your eyes, think about beginning to actualize that vision with something as simple as a vote.